Is the lighting okay?
Yeah, your lighting is fine. How you doing, Nancy?
Fine. Whoop, got it. Is it better? Is it better on this side or
Go ahead.
this side?
The other side. Yeah, you look great. There you go.
You too.
Thank you. Thank you. I love your hat. You're very festive.
Yeah, I love wearing it.
All right, good. And what kind of shirt is that? What is that? Canadian? What is it?
Oh, I had this maybe 20 years ago. It's a shirt specially made for biking outside.
Oh, okay.
Has a pocket in the back.
Oh, very cool.
But I don't bike like that, so I bought it because I just like the Canadian flag on it.
So 20 years ago, and it still fits you.
Yeah, still fits me.
That's right. So all those ladies out there that say their clothes don't fit. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Nancy's clothes still fit her from 20 years ago, and you could do it too.
If I can do it, they can do it.
That's right. That's right. So you had a video short on YouTube that went up to 42 million views.
Yeah.
And it was the YouTube channel is Artist Gratans. I don't know who it is, but he has a big following. He has almost 180 subscribers. But the video was you versus Victoria Bicky.
Yeah.
When was that?
That was my second tournament after 25 years of retirement in arm wrestling, and that was 2 years ago. Two and a half years ago. Yeah. That
was the WAL?
Yeah, my first super match ever.
And what kind of an opponent was she?
She won second or third at the Worlds. That same year or the year before, in the middleweight, and I'm lightweight, so she's much heavier than me, and they put me against her.
Okay.
Wow, great. So everybody thought she would win and I would lose easy. But it wasn't the case. It was one of the best match of the year in WAL, and I'm much stronger now than then.
Yeah,
I became much stronger.
And how much? And how much did she outweigh you by?
Well, they don't say it on the video. They don't say how much she weighs, but they said she was supposed to weigh under 132. But I never saw the scale. She probably just made it or gave her some couple pounds. I weighed 125 with my clothes on, with my leather coat, my high heel boots, jeans, everything, and I weighed 125. So she was maybe 10 to 15 pounds heavier than me.
Okay. So that's a significant difference. And how old was she too?
20 something, and I was 49. I think.
Yeah, that's right. So, but I can't believe it got 42 million views. There's something about girls that are athletes that people love, and especially men. One of the top views I got on my channel was this girl, Leah Denny. She's a female bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. And it's one of the top viewed ones. And it's just, her talking about female bodybuilding as a fetish, and it was one of the short clips, like a 5-minute clip, but it just keeps going up, and it keeps it's like the number one viewed video on my YouTube every month. It's unbelievable. But there's something about that, about female athletes, and if I may say so, attractive female athletes that people like to watch. And obviously, with 42 million views, it's pretty damn good.
I think it's the guy that did that video that owns that video of 42 million. He put the music in the background really good, intense. And he took a couple clips of that first match of her and me together and focusing a lot on me yelling, hitting the table, screaming. And the last 5 months on Facebook, Instagram, and phone calls, I get people calling me saying, I watch your video just before I go and train. Really? Oh yeah, it motivates. Like I get going and I'm all pumped up. I'm ready to go. And then I wonder which video that is, because I started watching a couple of videos. I don't know which one it is.
Right.
They don't look that motivating. But suddenly I saw this one. It said 38 million. I'm there. Okay, am I seeing this right? 38 M views.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and it's 1 minute long. So okay, I'm just gonna watch this. And when I was done watching it, oh, I get it now. I get why it's motivating. You want to start training after you see this for 1 minute. And it's me, my face, and Victoria. I'm there, well, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm getting a video ready with all these things that I like. 1 minute long. I'm going to put really good music in the back that it gets you going. And I'm going to make a couple videos of that. I'm going to make a couple videos of dyslexic, because I'm dyslexic.
Oh, really?
So help people to motivate, not to be sad or frustrated being dyslexic. I'm going to do a 1 minute long of motivate people and to not to be discouraged.
Sure.
If you're dyslexic, you can do a lot of things in life.
Yeah.
And a video of me getting ready to train or arm wrestle to motivate. Yeah, I'm going to do a bunch of videos like that. And I want to get the money. This guy's making a lot of money with my face and Victoria's face.
Yeah, he's making a good living with all those subscriptions and those views. I actually got my first payment from YouTube this month, and it took me 1.5 years to get one payment. And let me just tell you, thank God I have a career already. You want to know how much I got? $114. Close.
Wow. So you just applied, you went on YouTube or Google or whatever, and you applied and you said, okay, I'm describing, and you just waited for them to say, okay, you have enough.
This is what happened. So basically you have to have so many subscribers. It's over 1,000 subscribers, and you have to have a minimum of 4,000 watch hours of your videos in a year's time. And then you are eligible to start advertising for YouTube, to put advertising on your channel and making money. The thing is, if you're not getting enough views, just because advertising is on it doesn't mean you're going to be making any money.
Okay.
And they only pay you if your revenue is over $100. So if I made $80 2 months ago, I never got it. They keep it.
Okay. They keep it.
Yeah. So hopefully, every month it gets to be a little bit more, because the podcast, it is growing. It is, every time I go on, there's more and more subscribers, so on and so forth,
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about you. So you were a referee, right? Did you do that?
Oh, last week?
Yes. So tell me what that was like.
It was only for amateur. The owner of the bar came up to me and said, I'd like to do an arm wrestling tournament only for women, only amateur, and I'm going to give 150 first place and $50 second. I said, great, I'll make a poster. He made a poster. He forgot to write women's only. He forgot to write a bunch of stuff. So I put it on Facebook, and I get a lot of people saying, okay, I'll be there. I said, no, it's only for women amateur. Well, it's pro. And I got a lot of people saying, well, it's pro if you're giving money. Yes, it is, and yes, it's not. I wanted to give a chance to the amateur girl to get into this sport without all these girls that already know how to arm wrestle, get there and blow everybody off.
Right.
And all these other girls are not going to get into this sport because they'll be saying, oh, this is hard.
Right.
So amateur, at the end of the night, I got 12 women, didn't know anything about arm wrestling, got there, I showed them how to arm wrestle, and I did the tournament. And the two girls, the girl that came in first and third, they said, well, I like to get into this.
Right. That's what it's
so
all
I
about.
got their name and phone number, and I said, if you don't live too far, I can train you. I can show you how it's done and help you out. And they said, oh, thank you. And I have no problem helping them. But that's because they got encouraged. Oh, I won. Mm-hmm. Amateurs have to have only amateurs, and it's okay to give money. It's okay to give money. Why not?
Yeah, it's a few dollars. It's not like, breaking a bank or anything. It's incentive. That's all it is. And did they know who you were or no?
Some of them knew. Some of them did not. So I would say, oh, you want to get into the tournament? And they go, oh, okay, sure. Then I would say, well, I won't be in it. They go, well, you can go in it. No, you don't want me to go in it.
No.
You're not going to win. Oh, yeah, I will. I said, no, you're not.
Yeah, you don't want me there.
So I would go around every table and get them to sign a waiver in case they get their arm broken or something.
Yeah, right.
And then I said, while you're waiting, look in YouTube and write my name, Nancy Locke. You'll understand why you don't want me in there. And they watched a couple videos and they came up to me and said, well, yeah, I'm glad you're not in it.
That's funny. That's really
only
funny.
Amateur. But I had about 3 people that came down and drove very far away. Like one came down, it took 9 hours. The other one, 8 hours drive just to do this tournament. Mm-hmm. And they knew me. They knew who I was already. And they came up to me. Hi, Nancy. I'm glad to meet you. Can you teach me a couple things? I saw your videos. I like to get to know you better. Blah blah blah. I said okay. So yeah.
Yeah, well, they probably drove down for you because in the arm wrestling world, you are you're a legend. I mean, let's be honest. How many world titles do you have?
4 worlds, 6 Canadian.
Yeah, that's a Hall of Fame career.
That's in the 80s and 90s. That's not now, but that was in the.
And if you would have kept going, you would have had God knows
more. I would have got. I probably would have lost a bit and won and lost and win because there were girls getting close to me.
Right. Now, how are things going with the American citizenship? Are you making progress with that?
It's funny. Today I spoke to the congressman secretary, and she told me it might take another year or 2 for me to get the green card and for me to get to be able to travel anywhere around the world. But if there's a tournament, let's say in England, in 5 months, I can pay extra money, like $300, and ask permission to go just for the tournament and come back.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if there's a big tournament that I would really like to go, I would have to pay and ask them, and they could refuse and say no, or they can say yes.
Yeah.
And I lose the money no matter what they say.
Right. Now, what about the States? Are you able to compete in the States?
Anywhere in the States. Anywhere. I can go to Hawaii, anywhere in the States.
Oh, good. And what about Canada? That is there as well?
No, I can't. I can go, but I won't be able to come back till I get my green card. So I'm stuck here like a prisoner.
Well, a prisoner on the beach in California. Southern California isn't so bad.
Well, I'm in North California, so the beach is cold. It's freezing. At night, you got to wear a big coat on.
Oh, okay. It's still not too bad. It's not so bad. Yeah, exactly. So, do you have any tournaments in scheduled or nothing? No,
nothing. There's a couple of them coming up here and there, but I don't want to go because it's well, I like to go and I don't want to go. I called. There's a tournament coming up in January, and I asked the owner. I said, "Get me a super match, and I'm ready to put some money down." And I would like to go against somebody that weighs what I weigh, 120 pounds.
Hey, you want it to be fair.
I'm ready to put $1,000 or $500. And he says, "I don't have anybody that would pay to challenge me that." I said, okay, well, if you find anybody, I'm ready to put money down, but $500 and up, to pay my plane ticket and my hotel.
Right. Sure.
Why not?
Yeah. Right. Sure.
So he hasn't found anybody.
Well, hopefully he might, hopefully somebody will jump at that offer. I mean, to arm wrestle you would be, something probably a lot of girls would, but I think the problem is, you're small, you're only 120 pounds, probably not too many. I think you're the only girl I've interviewed that weighs that much. As a arm wrestler.
Yeah, there's not too many girls that weigh what I weigh.
Yeah.
That's why I want to put the money down. Say I'm ready to put 500 or 1,000 to challenge, but they don't. I understand they don't want to pay because if they lose the money. I lose it. If I lose the money. So.
Yeah. But I mean, let's face it. At 120 pounds, odds are you're not gonna lose. I mean. I don't want to blow smoke up your ass, but I don't think anybody in the States could beat you at 120 pounds,
I say no, I don't think so. But if some girl really trains really hard and
Yeah, you never know.
he
Yeah.
really wants to, yeah, if I can, somebody else can.
Did you ever consider putting weight on and going up against some bigger girls?
I tried putting on weight. Not crazy about it, to gain 30 pounds. It takes a long time to gain 30 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And I don't feel like taking any stuff to gain weight. I don't feel like taking creatine. I don't even take creatine. I rather eat real food, and there's so much I can eat. I eat and it doesn't want to go down. I'm full, and it's not the best thing or healthiest thing to gain weight.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not fun. When I was into bodybuilding, I'm about 200 pounds, and I put 30 pounds on, and the amount of food that I had to eat, it was like, oh. And then I don't want to be disgusting, but the amount of food you eat, it's got to come out. So you go into the bathroom a hell of a lot more than you normally would. You know, it's not fun at all. It's definitely not fun.
And it's not the healthiest thing. Why should I gain weight? No, no, the girls can lose weight and be in better shape or whatever, but some of them are in good shape, 150 pounds. But I tried, I can't. I eat before I go to bed. I'm just lucky I can't gain weight.
Yeah, no, it's difficult. It really is. It's difficult. Yeah. You know, if you're one of those lucky people that could gain weight easy, it's one thing, but you know, very few people could gain good weight easy.
Yes, I talked to 2 different nutritionists, one in Canada and one here, and they said both of them said the same thing. At my age, I would have to start taking hormones to gain weight and to eat at my age.
Sure.
Because I'm 52 now, and I'm not. It's harder for me to gain more muscle. I have to train much harder, and it's okay. I don't mind. But
the training part is fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the training part is fun.
But the gaining weight is. But you look great for 52.
Thank you.
And you're, like I said, your clothes fit you from 20 years ago. That's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah. My skirts, all my skirts is still fit. It doesn't cost me much with clothes. I keep my clothes for a long time. Even my bras. My bra, they don't have to carry much.
That's great. That's great. That's great.
They last a long time. So
now, how did you like refereeing? You refereed at that amateur tournament, right?
Oh yeah, I like it. I did it before many years ago in the past in Canada. I referee a lot, but it's hard. I salute. I give my to all the refs in arm wrestling. It's really hard.
Yeah.
It's a hard job, and it's not a fun job, because us arm wrestling, we hate the ref if they're not on our side, and it's very hard. It's a very hard job. I applaud the referees in all the big tournaments.
Yeah, did you see? I actually had on Bart Wood. I interviewed Bart Wood, and the first question I asked him is, "How the hell do you deal with Devin Larratt?" Because he is a psychopath at the table, like just complaining and bitching and moaning. And he goes, yeah, when Bart Wood said, yeah, when I know I have to ref Devin, I gotta be mentally focused.
Yes. And a lot of other ones too, because you don't hear everything, but we tell the ref, hey, his wrist, hey, we're telling him what to do, but he knows what he's doing. But we're like, come on, I don't see his knuckle. I'm bad too. I tell the ref, hey, do your job. I'm not the nicest person to the ref, but I'm all focused and I'm all pissed off at the table. I'm ready to kill whoever's there. So
that's, you know, and they understand that. You're an athlete. If you're a natural athlete, if you're a competitive athlete, that's just the way you are. You know, that's it. You're competitive. That's it. It's not difficult to just be kind when you're at the table, or when you're in an MMA fight, or when you're playing football. That's not the mindset of a champion.
Right.
You know, the mindset of a champion is that, we talked about this on the last interview, is I'm ready to kill you at the table, and afterwards we could be friends. But right now, it's the God's honest truth.
And even the refs, I tell the ref sometimes before, but usually I tell them after, I'm sorry if I was a real bitch at the table with you. I'm sorry.
They probably
don't take it personally, and they're like, okay.
Yeah, most of the time they know, especially if they're experienced. They understand, you know.
Yeah.
Now, did you have any issues with people arm wrestling? But they were all amateurs, so I wouldn't think it would be that bad.
No, they some of them had their wrist bent, and the other one didn't say anything.
Yeah, because they didn't know.
They don't know.
Yeah, right.
I mean, okay, put your wrist straight, or I gotta see you. They don't know, and
Yeah.
it's more fun with amateur than pros. Pros, they know the rules.
Mm-hmm.
We know as pros, we know you're not supposed to start like this. We have to see it. We all know the rules, but we end up doing it. But amateurs, they don't know. I say, straighten up your wrist. Okay. I see, okay.
Right, yeah, right.
We're like, okay.
Yeah.
But pros like us, no, I'm gonna do everything to start like this. I'm gonna cheat. We all cheat.
Right.
We're all gonna cheat.
Yeah.
And the ref, and I did this in Canada years ago. I was refereeing pros, and I would tell them, you know the rules. I would get mad at the athletes. I would tell them, you know, you're not supposed to bend. I'm not going to start till you straighten.
Right.
This is stupid. Why are you doing that? But I get them because I was there. I do the same thing.
Right. Now, did you see any of the recent arm wrestling matches? Did you see any of the big ones with Paul and John, or Mike Aiello and Scott? Yeah, Scott. I forgot his name. I'll look it up. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
I saw mostly the World that just happened a couple days ago. I forgot where it happened, but the youth schoolboy. I was watching his matches. I watched really quickly just before I went to bed on Facebook. John Brezink and Paul. I knew John would win.
Yeah, I remember that when I had all the girls together. And do you remember that? And I asked you, I was going around asking, and I was like, "What about you, Nancy? What do you think?" And you're like, "John's gonna win."
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's it?" You're like, "Yep."
He's one of the best. He's been doing it as long as me. In '84, he was arm wrestling. I was 80. In '84, he was arm wrestling.
Oh, wow. Did you ever meet him and to speak to him or whatnot?
Oh yeah. In the '80s, we went. He went to Paris. He lost in Paris. I won in Paris. That was like 50 countries there, and he lost. He came in second against a Canadian, Gary Goodrich. Really nice guy. Really.
Oh,
nice.
Yes. I reached out to him to interview him because he was also an MMA fighter.
Very nice guy.
Yeah, and he actually doesn't like doing podcasts. He must be very crazy. Yeah. Like, I don't do them. Thanks anyway. Though.
But he's a nice guy, and he won there. I was there. John Brezing. We never really talked because at tournaments I wouldn't talk to anybody. I'd be in my own little corner, getting ready to kill a girl.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
At tournaments, so we didn't talk. Because he was and he would be in his world too. So and I'd be in my world. So
here's something interesting that I never spoke to you about. So you were deep in the arm wrestling world when the movie Over the Top came out then?
I was 14 or 15 when they were making the movie.
Okay.
And I won my first world I was 17 and Over the Top was already out. Okay.
And what did that movie do to the arm wrestling community?
Well, a lot of people say, even now, they say, "Oh, you're in arm wrestling. Oh, do you know the movie Over the Top?" Yes.
Yeah.
And I know some people that were in that movie.
Stallone used a lot of new people. Even John was in it, right? John Brezink was in it?
John Brezink is in there. Leanne Dufresne from Montreal, Canada. She won first place heavyweight in that movie.
Okay.
And this first place lightweight girl was a Canadian girl, Christina. So the Canadians did really good in that movie.
Yeah. But what did it do to the community? Did it put like a big spotlight on the arm wrestling community? Did it bring more people in, or?
Yes. It made the sport more popular.
Okay.
Yes.
Did it have any negative effects on the sport? Not at all, huh?
No, I didn't hear anything negative.
Then Stallone should do like a sequel to Over the Top. He does a sequel to every other friggin' movie. Why not?
If he does, oh my God, I'd be if they do it again and do a tournament, I'm there.
Oh yeah, really? That would be something else. Yeah. I don't think there has been another. I don't think there's have been another box office smash like that about arm wrestling. There might have been some, B-rated or some documentaries or so on and so forth.
Yeah, there is one that came out last summer. Sorry, it's
what
called.
was it?
It's about a girl, brown hair girl, skinny like me. It's called The Golden Arm.
Really?
I think it's called The Golden Arm, and there's a girl that plays in there, that plays in the movie over the top, that won second place against my friend Leanne's frame. Dot Jones. She plays in this movie.
I'm looking it up.
Because she became an actress, and she's about 6'2", big girl. And she plays in that movie, and I think it's called The Golden Arm. It's about a girl that doesn't know that she's good in arm wrestling. I didn't see the movie. I don't know where to see it, but I saw interview.
Trailer. Here it is. Yeah, that's right. Let's see the cast. It is Mary Holland, Betsy Sidaro, Dot Marie Jones. It looks like there's a few girls that were actual arm wrestlers.
Well, I don't know any girls in there that I don't know any arm wrestling girls that were in that movie.
Oh, it says it's a comedy. That's funny. I got to check it out. It says it's a comedy, but no, it's you're right. I don't know. I've been trying to get Lori.
Can you say that again?
I said it says that it's a comedy.
No. Can you say that again? You're right. I like hearing that.
Oh yeah, you're right. Your movie was it's an actual movie. You're absolutely right, 100%.
I love hearing that, Nancy. You're right. Oh, I love just hearing that sentence.
All right, good. I've been actually trying to get Lori Cole to come on. I messaged her a few times, and she actually messaged me back. She messaged me back once, and she said that she's doesn't like to do podcasts. And then she messaged me back a second time, and she's like, I might do it. And then I messaged her. I was like, oh, please, just say whenever you want to come on. Just let me know. And then she was like, okay, maybe. So after this, I'm going to hit her up again because that was a few weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah, I never met her.
Oh, really? Because she was I don't know if she was in it, but I know she was a consultant in the movie.
I think she did the tournament. She did not win, but she did some arm wrestling. We never met in arm wrestling. It's funny. I did a lot of tournaments in the 80s and 90s, and I never saw her at the Worlds, or I didn't see her in the tournaments I was in.
Yeah, I guess it's just a struggle because every person that I ask you, usually when I have a new person coming on, I don't know who it is. I usually ask Michelle Dugan and her husband, who is this person? Are they good? Or so on and so forth. And they'll let me know. When I told Michelle, what about Lori Cole? I'm trying to get her on. She said her immediate words were legend. If you can get her, get her. She's a legend. So it was probably just bad luck that you just two passing ships in the night. You never caught up. You never met. Yeah. But you never know what the future holds.
Yeah, and I don't know if she ever won Worlds.
I have no idea. I'd love to interview her and find out.
Yeah.
So are you going to do any more umpiring? Do you like doing the umpiring?
Amateurs, yes. Pros, I'm not crazy about doing that again.
Too much of a headache, right?
I'd rather be the pro than the ref.
Yeah. I got you.
But I would like to do more tournaments for amateurs to get girls and guys in. But pros, it's not a fun job. It's not a great job.
Now, if you wanted to throw your own tournament, how does that work? Do you need some kind of bodily sanction, like a sanctioning body rather? Listen to me, like a WAL or an IFA or something like that?
I could just say, okay, January 21st, 2022, I'm doing a tournament at this location, and put the flyers out, and that's it.
Really?
And get some sponsors to pay first, second, and third. If you start putting out money, people will show up.
Oh, and is there a fee? Do people have to pay to enter the tournament?
Usually there's fees, like $30 or $50 per category, and that money goes to the shirts that you give away, to the money prize, and to pay the location, to pay the announcer, to pay the people, to pay the refs.
So the promoter of arm wrestling doesn't make much money? No,
they don't make much money. If they do, it's not much. They got to pay everybody.
Right. No. Yeah. Because I know
but if they do, I hope they start making money. Because it's a lot of work. for just
Yeah. Well, the first thing you got to do is start charging people at the door, you know, even if it's $10 or $20, because I went to one and there was no charge to walk in. And I was like, really? You know, and
Yeah.
I went to a local one, and obviously I went to the one in the Olympia, but that was a professional one. And that was part of the, that was part of the Olympia. It was a little different, but the one I went to in Long Island, it was like, no, go right ahead. And I thought I would have paid. Like, no, go ahead.
No. And I don't think a lot of people would come in if you charge them. We need more people to watch.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Because with bodybuilding shows, I mean, it's like $30-$40 to walk in the door if you want to be a spectator, you know? And it's like, oh God, I haven't. But so now, are there any young girls that you like coming up that you've noticed that you like? Anybody you enjoy watching? Or anybody at all? They're not necessarily young.
All of them. I like every time on Facebook, YouTube, I see new girls arm wrestling. I always check if I have to be worried about it, but no.
Yeah. Well,
I watched it and I find they're better. They're getting better and better looking, prettier and prettier girls now. And that's fun to watch.
Yeah.
The girls don't look as masculine.
Right.
They look more feminine, and it's great. And I like seeing new girls coming in. Yeah, I like watching it. And I wish I can just go to their house and say, "Oh, do this, do that, do that."
Yeah. Right. Well, I did I interviewed 3 young girls after we had you and Michelle and Lisa and Robin and who else do we have?
Yeah.
Loren. I forgot. I think I'm missing somebody, but whatever. I don't remember. But anyway, after I had you, then I had one with all the young girls. And you're right. They were all young and very feminine and very attractive. And there was 3 girls. One girl was Sabrina, another girl was Jessie, and the other girl was Maddie Walker. And she seems to be progressing the most out of the 3. Her father was a champion arm wrestler, Steve Walker, and she just won her first Worlds in Florida, but it was junior. It was juniors. She was 20 years old.
Good.
And yeah. And she's actually coming back. I think after the holidays, her and her father will be on. She's actually coming back. Because I asked her dad if they would come on. She said, yeah, after the holidays, after she's done with school, the 2 of them will come on. So and she is really good. Like, she was at that tournament in New York that Michelle and James, and I think she won the whole thing. I'm not 100% sure, but I have to go back and check. But she was fantastic. You know, she's really strong, really, really strong. But plus,
the young ones are going to be very good, because the younger you start, the body gets used to it, and the ligaments, tendon, everything, the memory. It's the younger they are, they're going to be really good later on.
Now, what would you say to somebody who wants to get into arm wrestling who is older, for, like, you know, maybe he wants a hobby or for shits and giggles? Maybe he's over 40 and he decides, oh, you know, I want to try.
First thing I would say, train very smart. Don't get hurt. Don't arm wrestle too much. Start working out with weights. Get the muscle ready to do the movement of arm wrestling, because it's not a normal movement. The body's not used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And they easily get hurt, and they're off for a month because they start hurting mostly the elbow, and then they can't go to the gym because they're in pain. I would tell them, get into it very slowly. Don't just go at it and you're going to be off for a month. You have to, and watch a lot of videos of all the best in the world, and just grab a bunch of stuff from everybody. Don't listen to only one. Mm-hmm. Listen to everybody. And I tell them, when they come here and I teach them a bit, I tell them, well, go back home and watch Devin, watch Toddzilla, watch all the other people that have videos, and learn from all of their things that you like to do, and put it all together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think who else told me? Bart Wood said practice for at least a year. Practice for at least a year, because I've been doing so much content, and I found out that there was a club about 5 minutes away from me, and I went there and I shot some footage and I put a little montage, and then I contacted him afterwards and I asked him, what do you think about training somebody new? And of course he was happy to. and his name is
Yeah.
his name is Jason, and the club is the High Five Club, and they're like, yeah, definitely come. So I think this Sunday I'm gonna go down there and
Good.
check it out and see what it's like for shits and giggles. You know, I'm not a young guy, so we'll see what happens. You know.
So don't go 100%. Don't, because you're gonna be in pain.
Okay. Okay.
And if you are in pain, when you get home, put ice right away. Put ice, or bring some ice with you.
Oh. Okay.
A big cooler that you
Yeah.
can sit down on the cooler and put some ice and watch it play.
All right. I'll do that. They might call me names, but I'll give it a shot. I'll do that.
Oh, let them call. At least you won't be as much pain the next day. Bring some Advil.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Nancy. Thanks. Now, what about guys? What guys do you like to watch now?
Well, guys with no shirt on. That's
Then you must be a big fan of Mike Aiello then, because he never has a shirt on.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about him. Yeah, he's okay to watch. Yeah. Yeah. In arm wrestling, all of them. I like. I don't have a. I like watching the funny ones, the ones that are funny. The ones that are yelling, the one that it's not boring.
I gotcha.
You know, Matt Mask, Canadian guy. He's fun to watch.
Yeah.
When I watch his super match, it gets me like, oh.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of his. He is intense.
Yeah.
Severely intense. I remember there was one time where I watched, it was a WAL, and he went against Devin Larratt and he lost. And Devin tried to like hug him immediately, and he's like, "Don't touch me right now."
I love it.
Yeah,
it's great. It's a good entertaining.
Yeah, definitely is.
Don't touch me. I remember that. He said, "Don't touch me," and his hands were hurting. Oh, poor guy.
Yeah. He was. Yeah, he's definitely intense. He's fun. And you're right. They are fun to watch. Devin is fun to watch because it's just a shit show when he just starts so much craziness when he's at the table. I mean, he's yelling at the ref, then he's yelling at the people in the audience, then his wife is yelling. It's like a craziness, you know?
Yeah, that's good. We need entertainment.
Yeah.
We need to.
And then there are people like Matt or Dave Chafee that come to the table and you're like, holy shit, this guy's serious. Like, it's intense. Like, they look like you don't want to mess with this guy. Wow. You know?
Oh, yeah. The big guys are, wow. They're scary looking, and that's good. We need the scary looking. We need the sexy ones. We need the crazy one. We need all of those personality. That's why I'm crazy at the table and scary and but it's all natural. When I do all that stuff, I'm not forcing myself to do it. It's
organic. Yeah.
It just comes out.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think of the people that like cross over? So like maybe they're powerlifters or they're bodybuilders and they decide, oh, I want to try arm wrestling, like a Larry Wheels or who's the other guy? Scott Mendelson was a powerlifter. He did arm wrestling. Eric Spoto, powerlifter, did arm wrestling. What do you think about those guys?
They're lucky they can do that. That's good for them. But stick, if you want to be the best of the best in the sport, stick to one sport. Right.
You can't spread yourself too thin.
You can't do both because in bodybuilding, when you go on stage, you got to lose all your fat, you're weak, and you got to train a certain way. Don't tell me you're going to be doing a arm wrestling tournament in the month after that.
Right. Yeah.
No. It's not the same training. They have the muscle, they're all ready for it, but a lot of bodybuilders, they came here and they would practice, and you can see they're not good at it. They got big muscles just because it's new.
Right.
And after they get it, after their brain gets it, then they become powerful because they already have the strength.
Right.
But they have to make sure they don't hurt themselves, because if they're in pain for 2 weeks, they can't do any training.
Mm-hmm.
So arm wrestling is a lot of pain.
Yeah, absolutely. I could, I'll find out. We'll see on Sunday. But one last question. Now, the guys that cross over is one thing, But what this is my pet peeve, but I'm just gonna let you answer the question. What about the social media guys that decide that they want to jump into a sport like arm wrestling? Like, I don't know if you remember, but Juji Mufu, who was a social media guy, decided that he wanted to arm wrestle, and WAL gave him a match against Mike Aiello. Do you remember that at all?
A little bit, and he didn't do good at all.
No, not at all. But what's your opinion of like a social media guy that decides, oh yeah, let me jump in the front of the line here and get all
like
the attention?
For example, a athlete in a certain sport going in, or a person that is into radio or talk show, or
no, social media, like a YouTuber, and he decides he's a big time YouTuber, like a Juji Mufu, who was a YouTuber and mostly a bodybuilder, but he contacted WAL and he decided that he wanted to arm wrestle. And this was, I don't know, 2016, 17, I don't remember.
Well, if he didn't do good at all, that's why.
Yeah. See, it's my pet peeve because I don't like the social media guys jumping into something, especially the guys that have a lot of attention on them from social media. I understand, like, if you want a promoter wanting it because you're going to have a lot of attention, you probably make a lot of money, but you're kind of taken away from the guys that are real arm wrestlers or real fighters. Like, I'm sure there was plenty of guys that would love a chance to arm wrestle Mike Aiello because he's one of the best. But, instead you have
hundreds of guys would have loved to be in that spot.
Right.
Train all their years in training, and they want to go in WL, and this guy shows up, say, "Oh, I want to go in."
Right. Exactly.
When there's other guys around the world, there's hundreds that would have loved to be there. Yeah.
Right. And the same thing And the same thing is happening in boxing, where, like, the Paul brothers. I mean, listen, I know they train and they take it seriously, but when you get a fight against, Floyd Mayweather, there is, like you said, there's so many welterweights that deserve that shot and would love a shot. And then you have this guy that just comes out of nowhere. And now, apparently, I think one of them is fighting Mike Tyson now.
Well, he's going to be destroyed. But
Exactly. Yeah.
Mike Tyson, like, why?
Yeah.
You know you're going to lose. Like,
lose.
No, they should give it to guys that have been boxing since the age of 10 years old. They've been training all their life, and give them a chance.
Yeah. They do ignite the sport. They do bring people and to watch it. I'll give them that. But, if you're a hardcore arm wrestling fan or a boxing fan, or even powerlifting, when Larry Wheels, when, like, he wants to do powerlifting, like, I interviewed Scott Mendelson's sister, who was a champion female powerlifter, and I asked her about Larry Wheels, and she said Larry Wheels has no idea what he's doing in powerlifting. No clue what he's doing, and it's like, oh, I didn't know that, because I can't look for the specifics. Like, you could look at arm wrestling and could tell the specifics. She could look at powerlifting and go, yeah, okay, you don't know what you're doing, right? But I couldn't tell, because my background was always bodybuilding. I did very little powerlifting, and I mean, I understand, like I said, I understand that you want to bring those social media personalities over to make money and to bring eyes on the sport. That's definitely a good thing. But think about Juji Mufu being in the back of the WAL going out there, and there's 10 heavyweight guys going, I should be arm wrestling Mike.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Larry I'm glad he's into it, because he got this sport even bigger.
He did. There's no denying.
Because of him, I say thank you to him.
Absolutely.
For doing that.
And he's taking it seriously. And the Paul brothers are taking boxing seriously, but they're fighting guys that are either not other fighters or over the hill. But where Larry Wheels is going against the best, Schoolboy and and so on and so forth, and go down the list. But he does definitely bring a lot of attention to the
I'm
sport.
glad he's doing that. If I ever meet him, I would help him out more. I would say, do this, do that. I hope he gets better into it. He's nice to watch too. He takes his shirt off all the time.
Yeah, great. That's right. Yeah, he did. He tried doing some bodybuilding too. He has done bodybuilding, powerlifting, arm wrestling, and strongman.
Wow.
And he can't seem. Yeah, he can't seem to find his niche. Like, I think powerlifting, he seems to be the best at.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, and he seems like no, he brings a lot of people in arm wrestling. I'm glad he's doing that. And
yeah.
I just wanted to talk to you about did you see the match of Devin and Thor?
Yeah, it's horrible. Horrible. Yeah, we talked about that. And you were like, I just don't want them to hurt their faces. I mean, there's a difference. Devin had 6 weeks to train for that. He never trained
I
for a
know.
boxing match in his life. I mean, it was a mismatch, you know, it was
Yeah.
Well, what happened was the guy that Thor was really supposed to fight got hurt last minute. And they had all these people that were putting money in and promoting it and investors. And they're like, shit, what do we do? And they offered it to Devin, and Devin's like, no problem, I'll do it.
Oh my God.
I hope he got paid handsomely. That's for sure.
I hope so. I hope so.
I mean, that
but
guy.
It got the arm wrestling up there. People
yes,
watching the boxing,
definitely. Yeah.
arm wrestling. Oh.
Yeah. So maybe that is one of the good things, that when you cross over, you know, you have eyes from other sports looking and so on and so forth and blah, 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 you know, because the Mountain Thor was a strongman.
Yeah.
And a very good strongman. Like he won he won like World's Strongest Man a couple of times. He won Arnold Classics a couple of times, like one of the best. And then he was supposed to fight another strongman, and he got hurt. So but I don't know if
I wanted to tell you a story about the tournament I did last week for amateurs.
Go ahead.
Well, there was a lot of guys, and there was one guy who was by maybe 6'6", and Eric Wolfeld is 6'4", and this guy was watching the match, and he came up and said to a couple guys, "I'm a good arm wrestler. I'm ready to put money down after this tournament. Whoever wants to arm wrestle left hand, I'm ready to arm wrestle and to put money." And he's saying that to Eric Wolfeld, that has world's titles, 11 worlds, 9 worlds left arm. But he doesn't know Eric. And Eric goes, "Okay, I'll put $100."
Oh, that's so bad.
And this guy's huge, like taller, bigger than Eric. And Eric's like, "Okay." So after the tournament, I come up to the guy and said, "I'm ready to put $500 that this guy Eric beats you." And the guy goes, "Okay." But he didn't put the money. And he says, "I never lost." Well, get ready to lose.
Yeah. So
and he got to the table, and the way he was placing himself, right away, he didn't know anything about arm wrestling. Eric put him down like nothing, and Eric said, "Keep your money. I don't want your money." Because the guy was looking for it, and he said, No, keep your money. And that's when I saw people say, "Oh, I'm good at arm wrestling. I'm the best." Well,
did anybody tell him?
That's out there, be careful when you say that.
Yeah, definitely. Did you finally tell this guy who he was?
Somebody did. Somebody went up to him and said, "Do you know who that guy is? He's a legend. You just asked the wrong guy."
Yeah. You know, Lisa Wolfley said some guy actually challenged her to an arm wrestling match in Las Vegas, not knowing who she was. She had like a tank top on, and, you know, she's very muscular. You know, she has a lot of muscle. And the guy just was like, "Let's arm wrestle." And she was like, "All right." And apparently, when she arm wrestled him, somehow he slipped off the stool and fell and flipped over. And, and she's like, "Yes." He said the same thing. "Be careful who you arm wrestle."
You have to be careful when you say that. "Oh, nobody beats me." Well, maybe in high school. But.
Yeah, right, exactly. Different world. So now, where are you spending the holidays? Where are you spending Christmas?
Well, I was hoping to go to Canada to go see my family, but I'll be here in California.
Oh, yeah, you can't, right? You can't for the visa. Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I mean, Christmas in California is always nice, right? I'm sure they put on a great display and so on and so forth, and it's very festive.
Yeah, but I would like to take the plane and go somewhere and see a bunch of people. But where I live, there's not too many people here, and because of the COVID and all that.
Well, hopefully by the time you get your visa, that COVID crap will be, like, you know, pretty much for the most part squared away, you know, and then you'll be able to go wherever you want, you know. But Nancy, thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate it. I wanted you back on from the first time because the first time was a great interview, and I knew it was going to be fun talking to you and doing another episode with you. And I just want to thank you because this is the third time you've been on, and every time you come on, it is always fun. and you never hesitate to come on, and you come on like that. And it's always fun talking about arm wrestling with you.
Yeah, if ever you want to talk about something else, we can talk about firemen. We can talk about people using a spray and going through the spray.
Oh my God, you saw that? Oh,
I saw that video of you doing that. And I was looking for a spray because I wanted to do the same thing and send it to you, going, "Oh, I'm
that was insect repellent."
Oh yeah, it was. I was looking for one. I don't have any, but I was like, I got to do a video like that too.
Now I got to put the video at the end of this video so people know what you're talking about, which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put that clip at the end of this.
Please do.
Yeah, it was insect repellent, and I was like, the best way to put on insect repellent. That was hilarious. That was so. All right, now I'm gonna.
Oh, this is great. Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna put that on now.
And if ever you interview a famous chess player, like the game chess player, that'd be cool.
All right.
Because a lot of people, I like chess.
Okay.
Chess game, but it's getting popular, that thing. And I bet you would get a lot of people watching.
Yeah, I'll keep it in mind. I have no idea about chess besides that there's a king and a queen. Other than that, I have no clue. I've never played chess in my life. I have no idea.
Oh. Only in the bedroom. That's all you play.
That's it. That's the only time I play chess, in the bedroom. That's it. Nancy, thank you very much. And have a really, really Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and
we'll see you next
time.
year.
I hope we do meet one day.
We will. We definitely will. You know, once this whole COVID thing and you get everything squared away, we're definitely going to meet at a tournament sooner or later. It's inevitable. And
do you like car shows?
Oh, I love a huge car guy. You can't see, but I'll show you. I don't know. Can you see at the top? I have all my favorite model cars at the top of my, I don't know if you could see them. Up there. I love cars. Love them.
I want to go to a car show. I want to go to a big one. If ever you know one that's close to your place.
Okay.
And if you're going, tell me. I would like to. I love car shows.
Well, every year in New York City, they have the Jacob Javits Center has the car show. And they show all the new models and so on and so forth. And I forget when. It's usually when the spring breaks. They have it.
Okay.
It's in the middle of New York City. So I'll keep you informed.
Oh, yeah. I would. We'll meet there.
Definitely. Absolutely. All right, Nancy. Thank you very much.
I'm recording.